Hey, I'm back to explore more autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 67 of a series. Ooh, we are deeply in the 90s now, 96, 97 era, and the wave of marketing and news going out about autism at this time is really ramping up because of Cure Autism Now and their connection to big names, their connection to, they're really connected here, and they're just pulling out all the stops. And so I'm going to share this article titled Medical Causes Personal for Some Stars, and it was an article that was published in USA Today in September 10th, 1997. So let's go in the Wayback Machine. All right, if I haven't stated yet, this article is by Richard Peterson. Los Angeles. Air Force One landed on movie screens in grand style. Big plane, big star Harrison Ford, big price tag $85 million, and eventually big ticket sales $159.3 million so far. Oh, numbers hurt. That's great news for any movie executive, but Air Force One producer John Shaystack, the film's success brings something more, something closer to his heart. A chance to use his moment in the limelight to focus attention on autism, a neurological disorder with no cure which affects his 5-year-old son, Dove. Autism causes severe impairment in language and communication. Half of the 400,000 Americans who have it cannot speak. Complete with Hollywood types and floodlights, the Los Angeles movie premiere of Air Force One raised $250,000 for Cure Autism Now, or CAN, a foundation set up by Shaystack and his wife, Portia Iverson, to raise money and awareness. I think of Air Force One as an $85 million trailer for a CAN benefit, Shaystack says. CAN, starting out with a handful of families in 1995, now has 10,000 members across the USA. Not content with just attending charity events as most celebs do, a handful of them, like Shaystack and Iverson, take their involvement in medical causes a giant step further. Driven by the illnesses and deaths of family and friends, or suffering from a disease themselves, these celebrities formed or joined medical charities with the same determination they use to build careers. Taking on medical troubles has become a second job for celebrities like Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Saget, Joan Rivers, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Shelley Fabares, Fabares, I'm not sure, sorry. A famous figure can bring in millions of dollars for a charity, says Daniel Borochoff, president of the Washington-based American Institute of Philanthropy, and can also bring invaluable attention. So many media outlets are celebrity-driven, he said. So you see in this part how NT parents utilized their NT networks and got their version out at the expense of autistic voices being erased. We were the collateral damage in this. Over here, you would never know it from these articles that we exist, and what's going on behind the scenes is so loud, but it never ever breaks over into this national conversation. But it's happening, everybody. It's happening. It's going on. And I am not aware of these celebrities. I really don't think that they understand what was happening back then, and that they were silencing an entire community of people from being heard, and the damage that came from that. So it says here Americans donate more than $150 billion a year to charities. Borchoff says, yeah, ka-ching, 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 another avenue of money. Continuing fundraisers are crucial to causes such as muscular dystrophy. Beneficiary of the annual Jerry Lewis telethons and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, started by the late Danny Thomas and now headed by his daughter Marlo. It would be a shame if we didn't take advantage of a super generous community, Shaysack says of the entertainment industry. The producer also takes advantage of his savvy movie-making skills needed for lobbying efforts on Capitol Hill. Shaystack testified before Congress to make sure more resources are routed to the National Institute of Health for autistic research. Shaystack knows about autistic community. He knows our voices. He knows that he is absolutely utilizing his NT privilege and his connections to silence us, and he does just bulldozes right over everything any of us could have ever said. There was never a chance for us with this, ever. And they didn't care, and they still don't. All right, Jonathan's strength is that he has a tremendous command of knowledge regarding autism, said Carol Sprouse, Sprouse, a canon advisor and physician at Children's Medical Center in Washington, D.C., and his driving force is to find the answers. Shaystack and Iverson first learned about autism in 1994 when Dove was diagnosed. Before that, Dove began showing symptoms of the illness, developing slower than peers and having staring spells. Their only son was lost in his own world, and the parents stood by helpless, unable to pull him out. Quote, when we first found out, it was so shocking that we didn't tell anyone for 6 months. Shaystack says soon after the diagnosis, Dove began several therapy treatments and slow progress was made. He eventually learned to nod his head and perform simple tasks. With new developments in gene therapy, mental disorders are the next frontier for researchers, Shaystack says. There will be a whole new generation of treatment for them in the next 15 years. I really believe that. So they found out their son is autistic in 94. This article is in 97. They took 6 months downtime to process the information and change of life expectations and things like that. And now in 1997, they're the absolute experts here, and they're guiding our science, and they're guiding the conversation on autism. These parents. I was a parent, and our kids are what, a year apart? I don't know what they're talking about with some of this. It's astounding, and it's astounding what they were able to do. At the same time, while silencing autistics and autistic adults and creating a mystery around us. And if any of us did get hurt, no. They would take out, and there would definitely be campaigns to discredit us, devalue us, minimize us, and bury our voice again. They would do anything to discredit us from being heard. And then they would decide that everything else they could ignore too. They only wanted their version of autism heard. They only wanted their agenda funded. They wanted science to prove their belief system. So while this may be the genetic side, this may be more science than complementary alternative medicine, it is still being guided by parents who don't. Yeah,